Good morning, YouTubes. Chris Holman here. Today I'm going to be talking about what it is to be a man, the virtues of men. There are three sets of virtues I want to talk about. The first being the tactical virtues. I found these in the book The Way of Men by Jack Donovan. He's a smart man. These virtues, though, he codified them in a book. They have existed in society, in all societies, since the dawn of man. The first virtue being strength, pretty self-explanatory. Strength, physical fitness. Courage, facing fear and adversity head on. Mastery or competence. This would include, but not limited to, the ability to hunt and fight and defend your family and your community. It would also include things like repairing your car or the leak in your roof. And the fourth virtue being honor. This is loyalty and a strive to excel in the three previous virtues. These virtues will bring you respect amongst other men. They will come to rely upon you. These virtues are the foundation of what it is to be a man, a good man. Without these, there is nothing. The next set of virtues comes from my experience, but also the works of others. These are the moral or soft virtues. Compassion, not just for your friends, family, and loved ones, but for strangers as well. Things that people that you meet, to be empathetic towards their pain. Knowledge, always learning. We cannot grow as human beings. We cannot grow as men unless we learn. The next being integrity. Now, I have two definitions of integrity that apply here. And the first being the U.S. Army's definition of integrity in the Army values. And that being doing what is right legally and morally. But I will also include being a man of your word. If you say you're going to do something, you do it. If you make a promise, you keep it. The next being faith and morality. Having a moral code and center to guide you through life. Without that, your values will change. Without a strict moral code, it is very feasible that you could find yourself being not a good man at all. All of these virtues, these two sets of virtues together, when you exemplify them, you are both a loving husband and father and a defender of the weak, the defenseless, of your family, and a destroyer of evil when need be and called upon. You could quite easily in one day be that loving husband, that father, and in the next defend your community, your nation against those that would violate and destroy all that you love. The next set of virtues that I include here, and these are archaic, but I modernized them. This is the virtues of chivalry, not to be confused with the code of chivalry, but the virtues of chivalry. And these will take you from being a good man to on the cusp of being a great man. If you exemplify these as well, you're well on your way. The first being fidelity. To be faithful to your family, to your community, to your nation. Faithful and loyal. Honesty. Always speak the truth. Even when the truth is a bitter pill to swallow, speak the truth. Be honest to a fault. Courtesy. Be kind and courteous to those you meet until they give you a reason not to, at which point you are in a position where you must defend yourself or others and their honor. This may not involve physical violence in any way. It may just mean standing up for what is right and for others. The next, prowess. It exemplifies all of the tactical virtues I just spoke about. The next being generosity and charity. Giving unto others less fortunate than yourself. And the last, if you're watching this video and you're a subscriber and you've seen my other videos on self-defense, firearm related videos, you likely already exemplify this particular virtue. Be a defender of the weak, to defend yourself and your family and those unable to defend themselves, whether they be women and children or men unable to or unwilling to defend themselves from those that would victimize them. This is a virtue you find exemplified in law enforcement. You find this exemplified in the military. Defender of the weak, a protector. Now, even if you exemplify all of these virtues, exemplify them. The one principle that would bring you to greatness. And I don't claim to myself to have obtained greatness in any way. But is the principle of arete, to strive for excellence in all of these virtues in your life. This may or may not bring you wealth and power and notoriety. But it may. If that is your motivation, I would question your motive. You see, each and every one of us can be great. We can be good men. We can even be great men and never have obtained wealth and power and fame. You can be a factory worker. You could be a lawyer. You could be a farmer, carpenter, and be a great man. In my life, I've known great men. In my time in the United States Army, I served under a commander, a West Point grad, and most assuredly a great man. I served up over a senior NCO, Sergeant First Class Williams, greatest NCO I ever knew. A great man who helped to guide and mold me into the NCO that I myself would become. But the greatest man I ever knew, and I say this not because I'm related to him, though it does help that I knew him for 39 years. My grandfather excelled in every one of these virtues. He was strong and courageous and competent, loyal and honorable. He was compassionate to others. He was always striving to improve and to learn. He was a man of his word. If he said he would do something, he would do it. He was a man of strong faith and moral character. He was faithful to his wife for 61 years. Faithful to his community and to his nation when he himself served in the United States Army. He was honest to a fault, could not tell a lie. He was kind and courteous to others. He exemplified all of the tactical virtues with prowess. He was generous and charitable to those less fortunate than himself. And he was a fierce defender of his family and of the weak. I leave you with this. As a boy, and even to some extent now, I seem to have a deficiency sometimes between what I think and what I say, even more so as a young boy. I think we all have that to some extent. I had said something that was hurtful to somebody. I was never really informed who it was, when I said it, or where. But my grandfather took me aside, sat me down on the swing, and he said, "Christopher, I want you to listen to me. Words are like bullets. When you speak them, you cannot take them back. The harm that they do is done. Be mindful of what you say." Profound words, and I was a very young boy, maybe 5 or 6. Very young. And that has stuck to me to this day. To be mindful what I say. Words are like bullets. Just like you're responsible for every round that exits the barrel of your rifle or handgun until that round stops moving, so too are you responsible for your words. As men, let's strive for greatness, to be good men, to raise the next generation of men. Let's make the world a better place. Thank you for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe. Hit the little bell icon for future content. Feel free to leave a comment below, positive or negative. All feedback is appreciated. You can reach me on Twitter or by email, and you'll find that in the description below. You will also find in the description my release schedule for now on. Videos I will be releasing each week on every Wednesday. I hope everybody has a great week, and God bless.